Hello everyone, Only Draven here again, and today we're doing another tutorial in Minecraft Sky Factory 4. Today I'm going to show you how to make and use several of the different Ender storage items that are available in Sky Factory 4. They do come from several different mods, but they're also very useful to have. Now if you find this video helpful and you like it, please be sure to click like, but most importantly, please remember to hit that subscribe button. That way you can see all my videos and tutorials as they come out. So the different Ender items we're going to be looking at today, we're going to be starting with the standard vanilla Ender chest. And that one's really easy to make. It's just one eye of Ender surrounded by 8 obsidian. We're also going to be showing how to use the portable Ender chest, which is 2 tough alloy, 3 purple or black wool, 1 Ender chest, and a string. We're also going to be showing how to make another Ender chest, same name but different build. That's going to be 1 Ender pearl, 1 chest, 1 white wool, 2 obsidian, and 4 blaze rod. We also have the Ender pouch, which is 1 white wool, an Ender pearl, 3 leather, and 4 blaze powder. Last, we have the Ender tank, which is an Ender pearl, cauldron, 1 piece of white wool, 2 obsidian, and 4 blaze rods. So let's take a look at some of these and how they work. We're going to start with just the standard Ender chest first. The Ender chest is a block that was added in vanilla and is very easy to get a hold of. Basically, by putting down 2 Ender chests, they are connected pretty much anywhere in the world, regardless of which world and zone you're in. So let's just say, hypothetically, I have a stack of dark oak saplings, and I'm out in the world and I drop myself an Ender chest. I drop that in there. I already have a pristine Enderman matter in there. When I go back to the Ender chest that's at my base, or back in the overworld, wherever I'm at, and I right-click on that, any items that I put into one Ender chest are going to be accessible from any other vanilla Ender chest. I'll add a third one here. Same thing. All of these chests are going to be connected. So this is a great way of dropping a chest while you're out and putting items in there, so that way you don't have to carry them in your inventory, or if there's items that you occasionally need to have access to but don't need all the time, you can leave in there, and that way you can just drop a chest and access them from anywhere. So that one's pretty easy. Let's go ahead and bop one of these. All right. The next thing we're going to look at is going to be the portable Ender chest. So the portable Ender chest is basically the exact same thing, but it's a bag you can carry on you instead of having to drop a chest. So when you're carrying a portable Ender bag, it's going to link with any of the original vanilla Ender chests like we just made, allowing you to pull those items out anywhere you are, anytime you need. So say you have some extra tools like a hoe or a paxel in here that you want to have in case you need to mine or work in a field, you can go ahead and grab those out without having to fill up your standard inventory with those components. So again, a very handy bag to have. Now the next one we're going to look at is a little bit more advanced, and that's the other form of Ender chest that we talked about a moment ago. Now this Ender chest, when you drop it, as you can see, looks a little bit different. It has these 3 little blocks on top, it's more obsidian color, and it's got some gold corners. Now, it's going to work the same way as a standard Ender chest in the beginning. I've grabbed myself a stack of polished diorite, I put it in there, I can go over to that other Ender chest and it's going to be in there. Now, I want to point out that these Ender chests do not link with the original vanilla Ender chest. The items that are in that one do not come out forward into the new Ender chest. But these ones will link. And if you open up one in the world, as you can see over the left there, all of the Ender chests of that are going to open. Now, the reason these Ender chests are a little bit different is because you can actually color code them to have different settings. So I'm going to give an example here. I've grabbed a couple different bit of eye here. We got some orange dye, some red dye, and some yellow dye. Now, if I were to go over to an Ender chest, I took that orange dye, I target over the first little white block you see. If I shift, if you just hit right click, it's going to change that to orange. I'm then going to go to the second one and do the same with red, and the last one I'm going to do with yellow. Now, when I open that up, you'll see there's nothing in there, but in this chest, there still is. The reason for that is this chest will now only link to any of the newer Ender chests that have the same color coordinated on top. So if I was to go over here and do the same thing, orange, red, and yellow, Now, when placing a block inside, those are linked, but they'll only go to accessible through ender chests with that color combination on top. And I can have a third or a fourth one. But this is a great way in, say, multiplayer servers where you have different people playing who all want to have their own ender chests. There are over 4,000 different combinations you can put together with all the different dies in the game. So it gives a lot of options for people to color code their own ender chests without having to worry about other people accessing their inventory from wherever they are. This is also, again, handy if you have different items automatically feeding through automation into one ender chest, and you want them to go to a separate secondary location but not mix up with multiple. So you have an automated process where items are going into this ender chest at one location and coming out of this ender chest at another. You would want to make sure the colors are the same, so that way they'll go ahead and they will go to the places you want them to and not just every ender chest of this type. So that one's also really, really handy to have. Now the next one we're going to look at is going to be the ender pouch. Now an ender pouch, when you right click on it, it's got a little bit of spruce wood in there. The ender pouch itself, as you can see, has a color combination as well. You look at the bag there, it says blue, yellow, and purple right down here in the bottom right corner. Okay, that's because I've synced that one to a different chest in the past. Let's go ahead and grab a new one and see what it looks like. So if you grab an ender pouch, as you can see, when you look at the bag, these are 3 white little marks on the front of that bag in your inventory now. So if I open that up, it's not linked to anything specific. But if I take it to this chest that I have already color coordinated, and I hold Shift and then right click, you'll see that now the colors down on my inventory and on the bag itself match this ender chest. So I can open up that ender bag to pull out the items that are synced to this color coordinated chest specifically. Again, this is really handy if you're out in the world, but you want to be able to pull things out of a specific ender chest that you have back at your base or your house, wherever you're living, but not access, say, another one that you have an automated process through. This will allow you to sync bags to pull items out of specific locations. All right, so the last thing we're going to look at is going to be the ender tank. Now, the ender tank works just like one of these newer ender chests, but instead of with chests, it works for fluids. So when you build that and set it down, it's got the same color coordinations options as the ender chest, the second one we looked at. I can go ahead and I can color coordinate these so that they match in the same way just by right-clicking with the color die that I want on the specific little white button on top. And for the record, yes, you can change them once they're already a specific color and then change them back. So once you've made them, they are not stuck as that combination. But now that I have those two connected, if I was to grab, say, lava or water or some other type of fluid, I can go ahead and put that in one chest. And as you can see, that lava is now accessible from either chest. So if I had an, say, lava being pulled into this to an automated lava system, and then back in my base, I have this right next to my crafting table. In case I need it, I could use an empty bucket to pull the lava out of here, which would be fed from my automated lava system, which is going into this one. It'll work with water and most other fluids that you want to have going in there. But it works the exact same way, and it's really handy to have if you have multiple automated systems that are creating different forms of liquids that you want to have access to, but you want to have them coming and going to specific locations and not get mixed up with other fluids that you have going. So that's pretty much it for the different basic ender storage items. They're very, very easy to use, but can be a real game changer for some of the especially automated processes that you may want to put together. And even more so when you're out traveling and you want to have access to some maybe really important tools or items that you've made, but you don't want to take the chance of dying and losing them, so they're safe in the box until you need them. So I do recommend trying out each one of these things and seeing how well they work for you. But that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions about this tutorial or any of my tutorials, please be sure to put those down in the comments, and I'll do my best to try to get back with you as quickly as I can. As well as if you have any recommendations or suggestions for other tutorials that you'd like to see in Sky Factory 4, go ahead and throw those down there as well. I'm always looking for new ideas. You can also go to my website, onlydraven.com. The bottom of the homepage is a place where you can submit feedback or suggestions directly. You can do that anonymously. And on the website, you'll also find links to all of my tutorials, my videos, my streaming schedule, links to all my social media accounts, and other useful information you may find helpful. So I do recommend checking that out. But that's going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.